Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the SRL Racing League channel. Today we're doing the annual Indy 500 on Project Cars 2. We've done it, well, now 4 years. This is going to be the 5th time we're going to be doing it. My name is Samuel Brandt and I'm going to be taking you through today's 100 laps on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we have quite a driver roster today, but we're going to go through all of the drivers and all of the things leading up to the race once we get into qualifying. But it is as usual, obviously, with I think it's 10 minutes of qualifying. Might be, just check, no, 15 minutes of qualifying and then 100 laps of racing. And obviously, since this is a one-off race, the only thing that really matters is who wins. And nothing really apart from that counts. So, yeah, we're just waiting to get started. As you can see, 10 drivers, quite a roster. And yeah, right now just sitting and waiting for the session to start. And then we can run through all of the drivers and all of the statistics leading up to this race. Because obviously there has been some practice leading up to this weekend. But we're going to cover all of that once we get into the session. So we are set to start in just a little while, should be. And if you have any questions or anything, just leave them in the live chat. I'll be reading along and I'll try and answer as much as I possibly can while obviously doing my commentary, but apart from that we'll just sit and wait. So I'll come back to you as soon as qualifying starts. Alright, so we are now ready to get qualifying underway. As you can see, 10 drivers showing up for today's race. It's going to be quite the spectacular race, I think. And just running through some of the drivers. So yeah, let's just start with the first team that we have on display today. Penske, obviously. A household name in IndyCar, and today they have 3 drivers representing them. So we have the first one, Dion Stahl, one of 2 winners of this specific race, taking part in today's event. But Dion is the first Penske driver. Then we have Nick van Gelder, obviously also a very fast driver, and a driver we all know by this point. And lastly, the last Penske driver is Sandro Dulis, who has obviously also been a part of this SRL, or been a part of this league ever since it was created, since he is of course the one who started the league. But he's going to be driving the last Penske car today. Then we move on to Chip Ganassi, and obviously Ganassi being a name that everyone knows in America when it comes to motorsport. Cameron Weston Edwards, the other return winner of this race, who participates today, and his teammate is going to be Max Mulder, who I think is there he is. So Max Mulder and Cameron Weston Edwards racing for Chip Ganassi. There was set to be 3 Ganassi cars with a third previous winner, Francis McGinn, who was actually signed up for the race, but he couldn't make it, unfortunately. So yeah, very, very unfortunate that we couldn't have him here today. Would have been a really, really fun event to see both Dion, Cameron and Francis return as previous winners. But we'll be left with only 2 previous winners today. That's fine. Then we have Schmidt-Peterson, and they are also represented with 2 very good drivers. First off we have, oh, that's the wrong driver, Lance LeBron, who usually does commentary on the F1 series. He's going to be sitting behind the wheel for a change today, and it's going to be of the first Schmidt-Peterson car. And then we have Logan Orrond, who is going to be making his Indy 500 debut, and he's going to be also racing for Schmidt-Peterson, meaning that Schmidt-Peterson are going to have an all-American lineup for today's race, so that's going to be exciting, and hopefully they can bring home a victory between them. Logan, obviously, every single time he participates, he is amongst the favorites, and I think he is going to be today as well. No question about that. Then we move on to Rahal, or Rahal, depending on how you say it, and their first driver is Jensen, who obviously coming off, well, probably one of the best seasons he's just had. Obviously made his debut in SRL last season. His first full-time season was this year, and ended up taking both championships in both Formula 1 and also in the GT3 series. So he's looking to make it a full house of this season. If he could take victory today, it'd be the second Triple Crown victory for him, as he also did manage to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans that was hosted last year. It wasn't broadcasted, but he did manage to take victory regardless, meaning that he sits on 2 out of 3, or could sit on 2 out of 3 coming out of this race today. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And the other Rahal is Renee Vanderstap, who, yeah, we all know, drove for McLaren last year, or this season, in Formula 1. I don't recall him having any, like, standout performances when it comes to IndyCar, but that could obviously change. Every season is a new chance to make up for last year. And then we have Rob Small, who I just need to check up on what car he is sitting in, because I don't remember. Just a second. I'm pretty sure Jonathan Bride car, or Bird car. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, and he is currently the only one who's not out on track, still sitting on pit road. Oh, and I think we had someone spinning there. Could that be? That wasn't Cameron, so maybe Jensen? Yeah, Jensen did have a spin coming out of the final corner, so quite unfortunate. As we can see already, Sandro sitting on top of the timing sheets at the moment. People are starting to already set competitive lap times. They're off. And Sandro at the moment is on provisional pole position. I believe he's been there before, but never managed to convert it into a victory, so quite unfortunate. But we'll see. It's nowhere near any of the fastest laps that we have had leading up to this race. There was a practice session, I believe it was yesterday. Excuse me. And the lap time that was set there was set by Max Mulder. It was the fastest lap. It was a 39.481, and as you can see, we're quite far off that right now. I'm told that Max got a worldie of a slipstream or draft. As we can see, Sandro is also getting quite a hefty draft here. Can he improve? No. And but Max definitely showing that he is a force to be reckoned with. Currently sitting P5 and sitting in the tail end of this. Oh, there was a spin there. Who was that? I think that was... Who was... That was Renee. Oh my goodness. So Max coming out of the turn 2 there, clipping the rear of Renee's car. And as we just saw there, that's going to be an important factor. You don't want to do that during the race. Now, luckily in practice and in qualifying, you can just reset to your garage or to pit road and get away with it. But in the race, if you get flipped upside down, you are going to have to hope for someone to turn you over. And speaking of the race and collisions, damage has been turned off for this race, as it would just potentially cause too much trouble having damage on. But yeah, we've stayed away from that. Also, speaking about the race, just like it usually is, we are gonna of course have caution periods. So lap 25, 50 and 75, we are going to go into caution periods. They're going to last 3 laps each, and they're respectively going to set off on lap 25, 50 and 75. During these caution periods, when the lap starts, the leader has to drop to a max speed of, I believe, 100 kph. And everyone forming a train behind. And on lap 2, pit road opens, so for people who need to top off on some fuel, maybe change some tires, you can do that on lap 2 of the caution. And after that lap, pit road closes, and then we get ready for the restart, where on lap 3, at the end of lap 3 of the caution, the leader takes control of the train and exiting turn 4, as we can see here, coming down here on the exit, between the exit of turn 4 and the start of the pit barrier. You get to decide when to go. Oh, massive crash there. Oh my goodness. So there's a massive crash there. I think, was that Jensen involved? Yeah, Jensen was involved. I don't know. Jensen and Sandro involved there. Huge crash, and that's also something they're gonna have to be careful of when the race starts. You don't want to be making contact like that, because it can end in tears pretty quickly. So that was... It's lucky it's still only qualifying. We have just under 5 minutes of qualifying left. At the moment, Sandro is sitting on top of the timing sheets, with Dion Stahl relatively close. Oh, well, I should not say relatively close. He's very close behind, only 0.05 of a second behind. And Obviously a previous winner, but very good going right now for all of the Penske cars. All three sitting on top. So Penske have really got it working right now. Can Dion improve? You see, coming across the line. No. Oh, he does improve. But he doesn't beat Sandro. It's 45 hundredths of a second behind Sandro. That is crazy. And speaking of the other Penske, Nick van Helder sitting 55 hundredths behind Sandro. So it's very close at the top. Top 4 covered by less than a tenth of a second. With Cameron at the moment trailing that top 4. Looking to see if he can maybe improve his lap time. Let's see, is he on a fast lap right now? He's getting a draft. Did he improve there? I don't think he did. No, he didn't. So still, Sandro on top. With Cameron on for a flying lap right now. And looking to maybe dislodge Sandro from that pole position. Would be a good starting place. We did have a talk about this leading up to the race, but I don't believe anyone starting from pole position has ever won the race. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain no one on pole has won the race so far. So yeah, if you believe in coincidence, well, you don't want to start on pole. You don't want to start on pole if this trend is keeping up. That is for sure. And at the moment, Reese March in the live chat saying hello. And yeah, his teammates from last year, he did participate last year, couldn't be with us today, very unfortunate. But his teammates from last year making up the top 3 right now. So very, very strong showing from Penske. I think Cameron is on for a fast lap here, could be. Let's see, he's getting a draft. Did that help him? No. Not at the moment. We're down to the final 2 minutes of qualifying. And Cameron is getting a brilliant draft here. I think that's from his teammate Max. No, it isn't. My bad. It could be... No, it's not Neek, obviously. I genuinely don't know. I've forgotten. My bad. But Cameron, getting a little bit out of shape there, coming into turn 4. He's on. Let's see. What's he on for? An improvement, maybe? Doesn't look like it. No. So he goes again. This is also an interesting fact that I did have some practice myself, just to like feel how the cars are and stuff like that. Just because you want to get to know what you're on for here. But it seems like these cars are not fastest coming straight out from the pits. You do want to rub in the tires a little bit, maybe use them up a little bit. So you might want to fuel up for like around 3 or 4 laps before you really start to get the fast laps. So that is a trend we could see. Cameron is on for the final flying lap right now. He's getting a draft. I think that's Max Mulder in front of him. So his teammate at the moment giving him a draft. Sandro's into the pits. He's not going to improve his time. So that's it from Sandro. He can't do any more. Can Dion, Neek, Cameron, Jensen, anyone, can they maybe pip Sandro to that pole position? Max spins. It's over for him. But what about Cameron? Got a brilliant draft from his teammate Max. Qualifying is complete. This is going to be the final lap time. What's it going to be for Cameron? Is it an improvement? No, it's not. Hey, we have Neek. Oh, can he maybe improve? There's a huge draft train here. And Neek doesn't improve. Oh my days. So it seems like Sandro Dooley's on pole position for the Indy 500. The 5th running of the SRL Indy 500. And there we are. brilliant qualifying session. So Sandro Dooley's on pole position in this edition of the Indy 500. It's Dion Stahl in P2, only 45 hundredths of a second behind his teammate. Then we have Nick van Gelder, who sits in P3. And then we have Cameron Weston Edwards, Jensen Randall, Max Mulder. Then we have Rob Small, Logan Orrond, Renee Vanderstap, and Lance LeBron is going to round out the field. So it's a 1-2-3 for Penske. And then we have... Oh, I want to say it's a P4 all the way through to P6 for Chip Ganassi, but I could be wrong. Just double check on that. It isn't, but it's still very good. But Jensen sitting in P5. Jensen is sitting right now in a Ganassi sandwich, the fastest Rahal of today's session. And then we of course have Rob Small, who joined very late, also doing a standout performance. Surprisingly, we have Logan Orrond, who's all the way down in P8. Just didn't manage to pull it through in qualifying. Hopefully he can do it in the race for his sake. But we are getting ready for this race right now. They're rounding the final corner. Sandro Dooley's got pole position for this race. We're gonna wait to see. We're gonna follow Sandro here. So 3 by 3. They're coming towards the start-finish line. And it's lights out and away we go. No, Neek! He's done it again. He's had some trouble with his wheel. It's not aligned. Max is currently in front. And he takes the lead off the start. Brilliant start by Max Mulder. Dion, right. Oh, there's a massive crash. Massive crash. I think that was Jensen. Jensen is flipped upside down. Oh dear. So Jensen having awful luck here. But right now it's Dion out in the lead. Oh no. Oh, Cameron Weston Edwards and Max Mulder coming together. The two teammates for Chip Ganassi. No, sorry, yeah, it is Chip Ganassi. But right now, Dion Stahl out in the lead, running away with it. Logan Orrond, staying out of trouble, is now sitting in P2. And oh, Rob Small rides the wall there. Oh, and he spins. No, he flips. Oh dear. Oh dear. So chaos at the start. Dion takes the start. It's Logan Orrond who's made his way from P8 up to P2. Then it is Sandro who's managed to recover after that lap 1 crash. It looks to be making a move on Logan. See if he can find a way around the American. And obviously damage is turned off, meaning that drivers won't have to pit for damage repairing. We can see Cameron is very, very aggressive on the back of Sandro there. Oh, Logan runs very wide. Sandro takes P2. Can Cameron get a run? Yeah, Cameron is through for P3 at the moment. And he's making a move on Sandro. And he's past Sandro. So Cameron up into P2. Sandro down to P3. So Sandro, bit of a shaky start there. Renee Vanderstap sitting in P5. He's had a quiet start, it seems. And we have Nick van Gelder after that initial getaway from the line. I suspect his wheel was not aligned, meaning that he turned into the wall. There's always something that you turn into the wall, and he didn't have it unaligned the other way. But Sandro is staying on the back of Cameron at the moment. We're on lap 4, so plenty of way to go yet. And seems like things are settling in right now. Sandro is sitting on the back of Cameron, just keeping up with him. But at the moment, Dion Stahl leading by 4.2 seconds. He's catching up. Is that... I think that's Rob Small he's catching up to right now, lapping already. We'll see if Rob makes it easy for him here. Really should. Blue flags. And Rob runs the high line. Spins coming into oh, that's going to be chaos. Doesn't get off the line. Cameron is off. Cameron is off. Sandro takes P2. Rob staying in the middle of the racing line. And that's not going to be Cameron is not going to be happy about that. That's for sure. Cameron is not going to be happy about that. But it does mean Sandro advances to P2. And Logan Orrond is in P3 right now. So, and that avoiding maneuver by Sandro did cost him time to Dion. So Dion now leads by 5.6 seconds. It'll be interesting to see if Sandro can manage to get a groove going and see if he can maybe start working together with Logan and see if they can catch up to Dion. And after that crash, Renee advances to P4. Nick is up into P5. Cameron at the moment is trying to regain his composure and see if he can catch back up to the pack. Right now he is around 9 seconds behind Nick, so he will be looking to see if he can make up some time. Otherwise he will just have to wait until the caution period. Meanwhile, Max Mulder, at the moment, where is he? He seems to be running in a world of his own right now, trying to regain composure after his 2 spins off the line. And Rob Small at the moment, also just trying to get the rhythm going. Lance LeBron also right now, it seems like he's having a bit of trouble. Is that Dion trying to lap him? I think it is. So Dion lapping Lance. I think it's for the first time, or maybe it's for the second time. I'm not sure. Could be for the second time. Then we obviously have Jensen, who's sitting at P10 right now. So he's going to be hoping the caution comes as quickly as possible, because one thing I forgot to mention is that during the caution period, lap cars do gain 1 lap back. So yeah, there's no point in rage quitting if things don't go your way for the first 25 laps. Things could change, and but right now Dion is building on that gap to his teammate. 7.9 seconds at the moment, just sitting around 7.9, building ever so slightly. It seems like Sandro is having a bit of trouble keeping up with Dion, and also having to contend with Logan sitting in his wing mirrors, so that can be quite distracting, I would imagine. So, but at the moment Dion is doing everything he needs to do to see if he can grab victory here today. Obviously nothing is over yet. Nothing has been decided. So, but Sandro is constantly, he's losing around like 1 to 2 tenths per lap to his teammate. It seems like Logan is getting a little bit closer to Sandro every single lap. It's not by much, but it's a little bit. Meanwhile, Nick van Gelder has made a move for P4 on Renee Vanderstap. So Nick is up into P4, Renee down to P5. And maybe the 2 Dutchmen can start working together to see if they can make some gain on the pack up ahead. They're not sitting far behind, there's only about 5 seconds in between the rear end of Logan's car and the front end of Nick's car. Oh, but is Logan is sitting in the draft of Sandro. He's just quietly sitting there. Dion is not pulling away anymore, so Sandro has managed to claw back some time. He stabilized the gap at around 8 seconds. That is crucial, that he is able to keep up with Dion. You can see Logan is taking a completely different line going into the corners. Also obviously has to do with the dirty air, that he has to take a lot more aggressive lines in order to not smash into the outside walls. But right now, not really many things happening. The closest to 2 battles we have is for P2 and P4. Looks like Renee is trying to see if he can maybe mount a challenge to Neek here. He's got a good run out there. He's not going to be close enough, is he? He stays in the draft, taking a higher line. He's going to be looking to make a move coming onto the pit straight. It'll be interesting to see. He gets a good run there, Renee. Is this going to be the pass for P4 by Vanderstap? He's just not able to pull close enough to Neek. He'll be looking to get a oh, Neek clouds the wall there. That put him off. I think Renee also did hit the wall there slightly. So nothing really changes in that one. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, it's still a stalemate here for P2. Sandro is just able to pull clear of Logan through the corners. And when they eventually get to the straight, where Logan seems to have the upper hand, also because of the draft, obviously. But Sandro is able to stay in front. And at the moment, Dion is lapping some cars, meaning that he is going to lose some time. He's going to lose a little bit of time. And he's having to go high on Rob Small here in order to make the pass. Rob staying clear. So that's good. He did lose a little bit of time, lost 3/10 there. And now Sandro is going to get a draft. I think that is from Lance. It is. Sandro is going to get a little bit of help from Lance LeBron here. Hopefully it's not going to put him off. Oh, Lance hits the barrier there. And leaves the low side open. Sandro does make the pass. Meanwhile, Logan has lost a little bit of time. Sandro did manage to gain just about a 10th there on Dion. So really good driving from these drivers. Meanwhile, the battle for P4 commences. Renee, still sitting in the draft of Neek. Oh, got a really good run there, seems like. Got a really good run. Could he make the pass now? It doesn't seem like he has the top line speed. Oh, glides on the wall there. Oh, got a really good run through that turn 1 there. Seems like Neek wasn't just able to keep up with it. So what's going to happen here? It's going to be the same thing. Neek is going to be able to keep in front of Renee. The dirty air. Having to take more aggressive lines just means that Vanderstap cannot pass Van Gelder. So still a bit of a stalemate. Meanwhile, Cameron Weston Edwards at the moment still sitting in P6. He hasn't really made any advancement when it comes to closing in on the pack in front. I think he's just waiting for that lap 25 caution at the moment. Could just be the important thing here. Meanwhile, Max Mulder, I think he's just lapped Jensen there. He has. We can see Dion there is sitting just outside of the shot. He comes into the shot there, so he is close to lapping these two. Max is still, he's the last car right now to not have been lapped, and that is crucial for the caution period. I actually don't know. We can take a look here, so we can see that... oh, I was wrong. No, I wasn't. I just haven't completed the lap. But we can see that Rob Small is 1 lap down, same as Lance, and Jensen is currently 2 laps down. So when we hit the caution period, Jensen will only be able to gain 1 lap back, as far as I know. Could be wrong. That means he's still going to be a lap down. Renee still sitting hot on tails. on the tail of Nick van Gelder. Is this Dion they're closing up to? There's a different car. I think it's Lance. So they're closing up to Lance. Oh, Renee gets a good run through turn 1 once again, but has to back out of it because Nick is just sitting in the middle of the corner there. Now Nick is going to get a good draft from Lance. It's going to prevent Renee from making the pass. You can see him, Lance, currently pulling these two through at the moment. No one has made a stop yet, so that's crucial. I think everybody will be looking to go for lap 26 when the pit road opens during the caution period. Nick just sitting right on the tail of Lance. Is he going to be able to make the pass? He's not going to go the long way on the high side of the corner. That's not going to work. Meanwhile, Lance... Oh, get very close there from Nick. Lance is going to back out of it. Yeah, he's going to make it easy for Nick. And here comes Renee. Makes the pass as well on the high part of the track. And Dion is into the pits. This is interesting. Dion is the first driver to hit the pit road. And who's that along with him? That is Renee. So Renee and Dion making their first pit stop. Just 5 laps shy of the caution period. That's going to be interesting. That means Sandro inherits the lead. I wonder if he's going to come in as well at the end of this lap though. And what that will mean. Tires will be pretty worn at this point. And yes, Sandro comes into the pits. He heads onto pit road. Logan continues, meaning that he will inherit the lead. So this is interesting. What about Nick? Nick comes into the pits as well. Cameron is the next car that's coming through. So let's have a look. He heads into the pits as well. So at the moment, Logan is sitting out in front. It's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. Makes the pass on Rob Small. It seems no, he's not able to do that. So that's interesting. Meanwhile, Dion comes out of the pits. Having to catch back up to the people who are pitting. Logan heads into the pits as well. So that means... the leaders have pit. Sandro is leaving pit road at the moment. It's going to be interesting. Dion comes down the pit straight. I think he takes back the lead. I couldn't imagine anything else really. So at the moment, Dion sitting P2, but that's because he is still a lap down effectively to Logan Orrond, who is currently on pit road. But I will suspect that Dion will be able to overtake him. Logan is he's far from pit exit or pit road exit. Dion rounds the final corner, it seems here. He's going to take back the lead. Or is he going to be really close actually? Is this going to be close? Let's see. There comes Dion into shot. Full guns blazing. And Logan heading out of the pits right now. The interesting thing is, has he actually taken... He has managed to... has he managed to overcut Sandro Dooley's? Wait. Sandro is coming around turn 2 now. Logan has actually managed to overtake Sandro during the pit sequence. Wow, and so has Renee and Nick. Sandro's had a terrible pit stop. What's gone on here? Sandro has had an absolutely catastrophic pit stop sequence. He's now sitting in P5. Wow. Is there something wrong with that car? I wonder. Or did he make a mistake in the pit lane? Wow. This is interesting. So Sandro drops to P5. Dion is still leading. We have a new P2 in Logan Orrond. Renee is up into P3. Nick van Gelder into P4. Sandro in P5, obviously, as we said. Cameron at the moment is sitting in P6 with Max Mulder He has just been lapped by Dion, so he's sitting in P7. Rob Small is still on pit road. I wonder if he's exiting pit road right now. He's sitting P8. Lance is coming here. I think it's through the final corner. I think he's lost. I don't know. It's a little bit confusing to keep track of. Jensen, meanwhile, I think he's still sitting he's still sitting 2 laps back. So he's still gonna be looking for that caution period. And speaking of, starts right now, I think. Yes, so Dion will slow down to a max speed of, I think it's 100 kph, I could be wrong. Let's see. Right now he's sitting at 190-ish. Okay, so it's 180 kph. I got that mixed up a little bit. We can see there's some lap cars who are sitting right behind him. The important thing right now is for people who are catching up to the pack to not miss the pack and go absolutely head first into the rear of someone else in front. So lap 26, or lap 25 to be exact. Current standings sitting quarter of the way through the race. Dion is leading. Then we have Logan Orrond, who's sitting in P2 right now. Renee Vanderstap is in P3. Nick van Gelder P4. Sandro, after that terrible pit stop sequence, is sitting in P5. Then we have Cameron Weston Edwards, who's sitting in P6. And he is, I believe, the first or the last driver not to be lapped. I could be wrong, but maybe not. Then we have Max Mulder, who has been lapped and will be able to gain his lap back in, I think, 2 laps time. Then we have Lance LeBron, who is sitting in P8. Rob Small in P9, and then Jensen Randall, who's sitting in P10, and he's the only car who is 2 laps behind. So right now it's a bit of a slow period. It's a time to catch back up. Time for drivers to just regain composure and just make sure that when the restart happens that nothing bad goes wrong. So that will be something we're looking to see. And we can see that there are 2 lap cars. And a lot of people heading onto pit road. Now this is interesting. Both Dion and Logan, I think Renee, Lance, all of them are heading onto pit road, meaning that Nick takes effective lead of the race. But this is important for Jensen. Very important for Jensen, because if they can manage to lap the others before they manage to get, if Jensen can manage to get out or get around the lap before Dion comes out of pits, he regains 1 lap free, meaning that he will effectively only be 1 lap down, which he then gets to regain once we get the caution period going again. And once Nick van Gelder crosses the start-finish line, he will be allowed to... the lap cars will be allowed to overtake, I think. Oh wait, they have already been released. So Jensen, Randall... Oh, this is going to be close. There's Dion. There he is. There's Dion. And does he... Oh, no, he just misses out. Oh, that was so close. So Jensen, I think, is still a lap down. But that was super close. That was super close. Wow. That was really close, actually. That was much closer than I anticipated. But yeah, at the moment, Nick leading the pack. I wonder... They're heading through turn 2 right now. Cameron is in P3, Sandro in P2, Neeg obviously leading. Then we have Logan Orrond, who managed to overtake Dion during the pit sequence. So I don't know what Penske are doing down in the pits, but it's very, very poor job. Both Sandro and Dion have now lost the effective lead of this race during the pit sequence. So that is... they're going to be having a word with their mechanics, that's for sure. Renee is currently sitting in P5, so no real loss for him. I think we are getting ready for the restart. Or are we? I could be wrong. Maybe we're going one more lap. I think we're going one more lap. Let me just check. Yeah, we're going one more lap. And then the restart happens. We can see Lance is just coming out of the pits there. He's just going to manage to clear the pack. So that is important for Lance. Or is he going to be able to clear the pack? He is. Okay. Important for him in order to somewhat stay in the race, I guess you could say. But right now, Neek leading the pack around. You can see Cameron in the background there, weaving his tyres, trying to get some heat into them. Getting them ready for the restart. I think we are... Have we got everyone on the back of the train? Oh, Lance is coming into the pits again. What's happening? What's happening for Lance? I have no idea. He's coming into the pits again. I think he might have some trouble refueling, maybe. There's been a bit of a glitch in the past with this game, but here we go. Getting ready for the restart, and there goes Neeg. Cameron is right on the back of Sandro, so he's going to make a move for P2, it seems. Let's just hope they can keep it clean. It's the restart. What's Cameron going to do? He's on the outside. Oh, that was close. Right now, Logan is making that move on Cameron, so Cameron failed to make the move. Here comes Renee. Ooh, it's all kicking off right now. So Renee gets the draft from Cameron, trying to keep Logan under pressure. And Renee makes the move for P4. Great move. He runs wide though. Clouds the wall. Oh, here comes Dion. Oh, touches with, I think it was Jensen who he touched with. Yeah, it was. But oh, there's a move for the lead. Sandro takes the lead of the race. Completely failed to acknowledge that Sandro actually had a run on Neek. But Sandro out in the lead again. And the interesting thing is these two are obviously teammates, meaning that they could potentially start working together to see if they can pull away from Cameron. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like Neek has some sort of issue. He's dropped massively off from Sandro. Cameron is right on the back of him, pulling Dion along with him as well. He's not able to make a move yet, as it seems. We have a bit of a fight going on here. It's not for position, but it's still good fighting. Jensen, who's, I think, only one lap down at the moment. I could be wrong. He's still 2 laps down somehow. I don't know how that's happened. Maybe he was 3 laps down, actually. I could be wrong. But Max gets past his teammate. We have a bit of a train going here, pulled by Sandro. Van Gelder sitting P2, Cameron, Weston Edwards. He's getting closer to that back of the Penske car. Oh, but gets a poor run, and that means Dion Stahl can get a great run through turn 2. He gets in the draft, and he's got a real good chance here of taking P3. Is he going to be... No, it seems like the draft that Cameron is getting from Neek is counteracting the draft that he's giving off to Dion. Got a 4-man train here for the lead. You can see they're going low on the start-finish straight just to break the draft. It was good racing. It was really good racing, this, I have to say. Now Nick is closing back up to Sandro, it seems. Seems like we're having a good battle here. Bit of a ping-pong back and forth between the 4 drivers. And Cameron gets a great run here. He needs to keep it clinical through the last 2 turns if he wants to have a go at Nick coming onto the start-finish straight. Dion has dropped off a little bit. Nick manages to get a great run out of the final corner. And he's in the draft of Sandro. And Cameron again, great run. Really good run. Dion has dropped off a little bit. What a move from Cameron. That was really good racing. I'm sorry I had to cut out there, but there's some technical issues with my headset, and it seems like Cameron is going for the lead now. Oh my goodness. He's trying to... Man, Nick gets to run back again. Oh, this is great racing. This is really good racing. So Sandro's still leading. Cameron managed to take Nick on the outside going into turn 1. Really good move. Strong move, and Cameron is now all over the back of the Penske of Sandro Dooley's. Gets a good run through turn 3. He needs a clinical run through turn 4 to get any chance and have any hope of making a run on Sandro. It's really good racing. Cameron, we know he has good top speed. Is he gonna make a move? Oh, he's right on the back of Sandro. Meanwhile, Dion making a pass for P3. He wants to be a part of this as well. Ooh, they get very close, the 2 Dutchmen there. There's a clean move, and Dion is up into P3, but Nick could come back at him here. He gets the drive. Oh, Cameron! Ooh, this is having to juggle between 2 battles at the same time. This is really difficult. But Cameron is making life very difficult for the Penske team. Oh, but he gets a poor run there, and Dion has to run now on Cameron Weston Edwards, coming onto the start-finish straight. Is this going to be the move for P2? He goes to the outside, Cameron covers it off. Oh, great defensive move. Now Nick is going to be in it. Oh, he goes up to P3. Great move by Nick. Saw his chance when Dion had a poor run. Cameron, still sitting on the back of Sandro, gets a great run. Is this for the lead? Is this going to be for the lead? Oh, he goes to the outside, goes to the high side. Is this going to work for Cameron? It is. He takes the lead, and now Nick. Is he going to take P3? Or P2, sorry. No! Sandro closes the door on him, loses the back. Dion now has a run. Oh, wow. Oh, why is it not working? Oh, Dion drops off. Wait, something happened to Dion. I think he's spun. He's spun. Dion is out of contention for this. Oh my goodness, what a race. Oh, that was hectic. So Nick got closed off by Sandro. I think that Constantina effect did have an influence on Dion's spin there. A bit unfortunate. Here comes Jensen. He tries to lap himself from Nick. And he's pulling Max along. This is something that we have to be a little bit... Nick has to have an open eye for this. Otherwise he's going to get taken by Max Mulder. Meanwhile, Sandro managed to stay on the back of Cameron. I think there's going to be a little bit of tensions at the Penske team after that one. I think Sandro was a little bit too aggressive maybe on defending from Nick, and it has cost Dion, it seems. Meanwhile, Max seems like he was on the back of Nick. Has he made a mistake? Nick is just trying to lap Jensen, it seems. It's going to be difficult. Jensen obviously wanting to help Max Mulder since they are teammates. He's not going to make it easy for him, trying to hold him up so Max can close up to the back of Nick. Meanwhile, Sandro stays on the back of Cameron. It seems like we've lost a car at some point. I think Lance LeBron has left the race. I think he was last, but yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for Lance there. And it means we're down to 9 cars. Unfortunate for Lance. He was caught up in that, I think he was caught up on that lap 1 crash, and he was also caught up in some other incidents throughout the race. He was a couple of laps down, so it wasn't going to be an easy way back into this race for him. But a shame it had to end like this. I'm just going to make sure I don't have an inline, or have... So I'm just going to see if I can get him into the box, maybe, to see what we can do. No, it doesn't seem like he wants to get into this call, so we have lost him, unfortunately. Nothing really changing while I was off here, so a bit of a stalemate still. Nothing really interesting happened. It seems like there's a battle brewing for P6 here between Renee Vanderstap and Dion Stahl. It'll be interesting to see. They're only 19 seconds behind the leaders, so everything to play for here. These two. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Jensen. Yes, just let Nick van Gelder past. He's still sitting 2 laps down. He wants to see if he can claw that back at some point during this race. We still have 2 caution periods left, so he's not out of contention yet. Definitely not. Everything can happen still. But he's just trying right now to stick with Nick and see if he can pull towards the front of the pack and see if he can maybe try and unlap himself before the second caution period. It would be interesting to see, at least. Meanwhile, out in front, still the same. Cameron leading, Sandra P2 sitting around 5/10 behind. So not really making any inroads, as it seems. Meanwhile, Vanderstap has lost the position to Dion Stahl. So Dion slowly making his way back into this race. He's got 19.3 seconds to the leaders. His next target is going to be Logan Orrond, who's sitting in P5 and having a bit of a quiet race, it seems. Not really much happening for the American on his Indy debut. So I think he's just trying to get into a little bit of a rhythm right now, trying to find his pace, to see if he can pace his car to maybe catch up to Max, who's only sitting realistically like 3.5 seconds-ish out in front. And I think he is the target in front of Logan. Rob Small is in between them, but he's not going to pose a problem, it seems. Out in front, it's still the same. Cameron has the top line speed to counter Sandro's attacks through the corners. It's not really going to change anything, realistically. And Rennie is managed to keep on the back of Dion. They are closing up to Logan at the moment. Gap was just around 6 seconds. Previous lap it is down to 5.5 seconds-ish. Nearly down to 5 seconds. So they are getting closer. Ever so slightly. wonder if Logan is having some trouble with his car. Could be. It doesn't seem like it though. I think we're going to do something here just because not really much happening at the moment, but I think once Cameron Weston Edwards comes around, we're going to take a run with him around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So I'll be quiet and we can have a look at a lap of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, we don't get the whole lap as Cameron comes into the pits. So does Sandro. Means Nick takes over the lead, and I think it's a caution period after this lap. This is the last. Oh, this is the caution lap. Wow, a caution period lap. So 180 kph. Cameron and Sandro boxing at the last possible time without getting in trouble with race steward. So that is really good by them. Just had to take a sip of water. So we are halfway in this race right now. Cameron and Sandro has made a stop. Seems like Max Mulder also opted to come in and get some fuel, get some new tires. And quite surprisingly, we haven't seen anyone make a pit stop during the up to speed race trim. So quite interesting. Dion, meanwhile, I think Dion made a pit stop on previous lap. I could be wrong, but I think he might have done that. But everyone is going to get bunched up a little bit. Nick at the moment is leading the pack. He's got Renee Vanderstap right behind him. And we are seeing here Logan Orrond currently pulling, is that Dion, I think, along with him? Yeah, it is Dion, and then obviously in P4 Cameron, who made a stop along with Sandra and Max. They're just going to have to catch up to the pack, and then we're going to have caution period. Wonder a little bit about what is Jensen doing at the moment. I think he has he had a bit of luck for a change. I think he has. He is only one lap down at the moment. I wonder if that was because he got to clear his lap down right now. Could be wrong, but yeah, it is what it is. Dion as well is also sitting a lap down. It is because of a pit stop though. I saw some people peeling into the pits there. Jensen, one of them, with Renee, Nick and Logan. So very active pit road right now. Does mean that Cameron retakes the lead of the race and takes control. Sandro sitting behind quietly. They did have a bit of a battle in this 25 lap period here. A great battle, really great battle for the lead. So really good racing, I have to say. And you can see behind Max Mulder, who's made his way up into P3. Is a fair play to Max, has to be said. He's done really well, I would like to say. He's done really well. Dion at the moment in P4. He's managed to claw back some time now. It's really good for him. He did have that unfortunate spin, maybe caused by Sandra being a little bit over-aggressive on his teammates, but hey, who can blame him? He's not won the Indy 500 and he really wants to win this race, so you can't really blame the guy. So last lap of the caution, Cameron takes us onto here. It's going to be interesting to see how he will go about restarting this race. We saw how Dion did it. He did it perfectly. Unfortunately, it did end up with Cameron losing, or sorry, Cameron taking the lead away from him. But it'll be interesting to see who is able to take this restart. We have some guys who are trying to catch up. Logan, Orrond, Nick van Gelder, Renee Vanderstap, and Jensen, Randall, who's only one lap down now, so that's really good for him. And then we obviously also have Rob Small. I think he's sitting quite far behind, so it would be interesting. Let's just check. Yeah, Jensen is sitting one lap down to Cameron. So if he just keeps this... Oh, and no, he's actually going to be able to take this lap back. I didn't actually think that. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So it'll be interesting to see whether Jensen is able to close up in time for the restart. I suspect he won't, but he is definitely... It's going to be something. So let's see. What do we have here? No, we still have one lap of caution. My mistake there. My bad. So it does mean Jensen will get all racing laps back on the leaders, meaning that he's going to be on the same lap as leaders. So it means that first all the way through to 8th will be on the same lap. It means that we're going to have some great racing, I think, for the next 25 laps before the final caution period. And then obviously we head into crunch time as we're getting towards the closing stages, and drivers obviously will be fatigued, and it will be interesting to see how we go about it, if we're going to see more mistakes or if it's just going to stay the same. But Cameron heading down the back straight right now, weaving kind of aggressively, running onto the grass there a little bit. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see. Oh, I think... Is Rob also on the same lap? He is also on the same... So all 9 cars are on the same lap right now. So this is going to be interesting. Cameron takes us on to the start-finish straight. He can go now if he wants to. And there he goes. So Cameron has restarted. And it seems like Dion is wasting no time trying to overtake Max Mulder here. Goes up into P3. Great restart by Dion. He's really good at it. And Nick as well pulling through in the draft of Dion. So the Penske car is a really good restart there. Cameron takes the restart, but Sandro is on the back of him. Look at Sandro going low. Sandro takes the lead, I think. Oh, this is going to be close. Does he cut in? He cuts in, he takes the lead. And what about Dion now? Can he maybe follow his teammate through? Stupid camera at work. Oh, very close between the two teammates of Nick van Gelder and Dion Staal. Meanwhile, Max Mulder coming back at Nick after that restart. Looks like Max is going to be able to take it here, so he's up into P4. Good start by Max. Oh, but he touches the wall there. It doesn't really matter that much. It was between 2 corners. But it does get a high line. Does it touch the wall again? No, doesn't seem like it, but Nick is going to have the run here. Nick is going to have a good run. Meanwhile, out in front, Sandro has taken the lead. I think Dion is on the back. Oh, he's taken second place. There we go. Cameron Weston Edwards loses P2. And now Dion, all the way back from P7, has now set his sight on Sandro Dooley's and a potential second victory. Oh, look at that. He gets a great run through turn 1. What about turn 2? Can he get just as good of a run? Doesn't seem like it, but you never know. Max, meanwhile, is entertaining Cameron. Dion is not going to be able to pull it off on Sandro here. He takes the high line. He's both entertaining Cameron, but he's also got company by Nick van Gaal. They're almost running into the back. Diffuser. Meanwhile, Dion, does he go for the lead? Does he dare? Oh, this is close. This is really close. Sandro manages to keep in front there. I don't think Dion is done with him. Don't think Dion is done. No. Oh, this is close. He's going to get the draft now. Down back straight. Oh, is it going to be enough though? Does he cut in front? He doesn't. They're side by side. Oh, this is close racing. And this is going to help Cameron massively when these two battle. Look at Cameron. He's just gaining. Oh, he does clout the wall there, but it doesn't really matter that much. He is gaining. He's gaining. What about Dion? Does he take the lead? He's in front right now, but it's not by much. Oh, he's going to have to take the high line again. Sandro manages to stay in front. What about here? The respect between these drivers is amazing. Meanwhile, Dion has finally pulled through. He has pulled through. Cameron is there, so Sandro can't go down again. Cameron pulls through. Does he manage to stay there? Oh, this is tight. Oh, Cameron doesn't work. Cameron is up into P2 right now. Sandro. Oh, this is a 5-car battle right now, with Nick van Gelder and Max Mulder sitting just behind. Well, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Oh, here we're going to have a draft train right here. So is Cameron going to be able to defend from Sandro? Is Cameron going to be able to attack Dion? He has a look. Sandro has to go high. We've lost another car. I'm not sure who that is. I think that is Renee Vanderstap we've lost. So, oh, someone has spun back there. I think it was Rob. Small Cameron, meanwhile, not able to do anything. Nick moves up into P3 after an overtake on Sandro. Nick keeping it very low here. He gets a good run out of turn 2. He's in the draft of Cameron. Oh, this is really tight. This is really interesting. Oh, we have a 3-way battle here for P1. This is great racing. Meanwhile, old Cameron gets a little bit loose coming out of turn 4 there. Sandro on the back of Nick. He's going to mount anything. Cameron, does he go for the move? Oh, he's right up the rear of Dion. He has Nick right behind him as well. Oh, Nick gets the draft there. He also gets the dirty air there. You can see he's just lost time through turn 2. Max, is he going to have a go at Sandro? He is. And he takes P4. So Max is still in this. Oh, he hits the wall there, but it doesn't really matter that much if he can get a good run through the last 2 turns. Sandro gets him back though. Or does he? Don't think he does. Max is marginally in front. Closes on Sandro. Ooh, I thought he almost got across the grid driver there. Oh, Max hits the inside wall. Sandro takes P4 back. Oh, I think Dion has had a really poor run out of turn 2. Here comes Cameron. He's in the draft. He's in the draft. He's pulling to the outside. He's pulling to the high. Is he going to go forward on the outside? Oh, they're side by side. Oh, Cameron has to back out of it. Now Nick is in here as well. Oh, but Cameron getting a whole wash of dirty air there. Nick clats the wall there. Lost massive time, and Sandro is able to take P3 back again. And meanwhile, Cameron now on the back of Dion. Is this going to be the move for P1 coming onto the back straight? Cameron has been a little bit loose coming out of the 2nd and the 4th corner. He's not able to pull clear before the turn-in. Cameron does set himself up for a move here. Ooh, that's not going to work. And Sandro now has a chance. Maybe. Possibly. Ooh. This is super close. And now Nick has a good run on Sandro. This is great battling. Sandro was able to keep P3. Meanwhile, Cameron on the back of Dion right now. If he can get a good run out of turn 2, he's not been that great out of turn 2 so far. It's not the best. Neat goes for the move on Sandro though. He's up to P3. Oh, is Cameron going to make an audacious move? I saw him weaving there. Oh, Nick loses it! No! And it's a three-way crash between Nick van Gelder, Sandro Dooley's and Max Mulder. And the battle that was set to take us all the way to caution period 3 has just been broken up. That is so unfortunate for all three drivers. So now it's just a two-man shootout. Dion Stahl and Cameron Weston Edwards. It does mean that Jensen is pulled into a battle again. Jensen, who was sitting on the back of the field for the majority of this race, he's maybe going to be able to move himself forward just before the second caution period. He's first going to have to see if he can move in front of Sandro here. It doesn't seem like it. Max lost massive time there. He was the one who lost the most time, it seems like. Meanwhile, Cameron, he's not able to get past the Penske. He's just not able to do it. The draft is not helping him enough, it seems. Is it going to be a crazy move at some point? Is he going to get desperate? If this continues all the way until the last 10 laps, is he going to get desperate and do something that he normally wouldn't do? Meanwhile, Neek, who was the one who, I think it was, or was it Max who spun actually? I think it was Neek who spun, and I think the bounce off Sandro Dooley's did correct him onto the right course again. Speaking of Sandro, he's having a battle here with Jensen Randall. And it doesn't seem like Sandro... Oh, gets a poor run out of turn 2 there. Jensen is going to be there if he's not careful. Meanwhile, Cameron, it seems like he's very close this time. He is very close. 1/10. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be the move that Cameron can set in? No, he can't pull alongside Dion. Now, what about now? Going through turn 2, he just needs a good, consistent run. He has a good run here, less than a 10th behind. Is this going to be the move for the lead? Is it going to be... No, he's forced to be outside the high bankings. It's not going to work for him. He keeps on the back of Dion here. Oh, bit of an error wash there. Very, very close. Here we go. Whoa, very close from Cameron. He gets a good run through turn 1. Let's see if he can do the same for turn 2. It's not good enough, it seems. More than 2/10, and it's not going to be good enough. Cameron is looking for all the grip that he needs, but he just can't get the run. I think it's going to take a mistake from Dion for Cameron to have a shot at him. Meanwhile, Sandro has made a move for P3. I think Nick has made a mistake somewhere along the way and has let Sandro past. Meanwhile, at the back, a fight that I think we could see a lot more of in the upcoming season. Jensen Randall versus Logan Orrond. Jensen obviously signing permanently again with Mercedes-AMG Petronas in Formula 1. And Logan Orrond has also announced that he will be participating full-time in Formula 1. Oh, very close from Cameron there. Very close from Cameron. He has a good run there. Is he able to maybe sneak a wheel up the inside? Oh! That was close. That was really close. Now what? What is the Brit gonna do to the Dutchman here? Dion pulls the gap coming out of turn 2. He's really good out of turn 2, and that's the crucial part for him. And we're getting closer to caution period as well. Ooh, this has been an intense race, especially the last two, after the last 2 caution periods. Lap 28 all the way to lap 50, and then again after lap 55 all the way to lap 75. It's been quite intense. Oh, a bit of a shaky car coming out of turn 2 there, Cameron. And speaking of caution periods, we're coming on to the last racing lap before the caution period number 3 and the final one of this afternoon. So who will go in as the leader? It's about to get very, very heated, I think. It's crunch time for some of these drivers. Sandro is just looking to get clean through to the caution period. Nick heads into the pits just before caution. Oh, almost spinning into the pits actually. That promotes Jensen and Logan Orrond up into P4 and P5 respectively. I think Max is going to gain a position here as well, unless he heads into the pits. He continues on, so he's going to gain P6. Meanwhile, out in front, Dion Stahl, Cameron Weston Edwards, they're coming into the pit, onto pit road. Oh, Cameron trying to avoid hitting Dion Stahl. There clashes into the pit entry board. And what about Sandro? Comes into the pits. Same does Jensen. So that does mean Logan Orrond is going to be out in front, leading into this caution period. He's going to have to slow down a little bit. Otherwise it's not going to work out. Logan. There we go. He slows down. I was just about to get a little bit nervous there that he would forget and just steam around for a whole lap. But he is new to the game, so obviously he's never done an Indy 500 in SRL before, so we can forgive him for making a few mistakes here and there. Meanwhile, Nick van Gelder, I think did he pit? I'm a little bit confused here. Dion gets out of the pits. He's coming around here. I don't think Nick pits. I'm a little bit confused by this. Here comes Rob Small, steaming past everyone. Logan Orrond is taking control. Cameron is in P3. Sandro is in P4. Dion obviously in P2. Jensen Randall comes out in P5. He's probably going to be P4 once Logan comes in. I would expect him to come in anyway. But it will be interesting to see. Nick unlaps himself. And what about Max Mulder here? He's also a lap down. He unlaps himself very nicely as well. Would Logan come in now? You can see the pack is closing up behind. So it will be interesting to see, does Logan come in? He is keeping a decent speed, so that's fine. He's doing what is needed at the moment. Does he come onto pit road? He does. Does mean that Dion retakes the lead of this race. I was almost going to say Grand Prix. It's not a Grand Prix, it's a race. That means Cameron is in P2. Sandro Dulles is going to advance to P4. Jensen, P3, sorry. Jensen is going to advance to P4. I do think that Nick could get P5, possibly. Maybe, perhaps. Let's see, he comes down to start finish. There, he's going to take P5. Interesting. But again, just like caution period number 1, Dion is leading, so that will be very interesting. And just for the sake of it, let's take a look at some of the lap times. They're very similar, very, very similar. At the moment, though, fastest lap actually belongs to Rob Small. So good on him. No, actually that's not true. I overlooked Nick van Gelder. Nick van Gelder has a 40 seconds .846 lap time. So that is the fastest lap of the race. It doesn't account for anything though. It doesn't give you any credibility. Well, it gives you credibility, but it doesn't really do anything apart from that. So in that sense, it doesn't really matter. It just shows you that you're able to drive really fast. We are seeing around 1 minute 20 lap times once we get into caution period. As you can see, Dion was a little bit faster. He did have to close up to the pack. You can also see Nick a sub-minute. So it's a little bit spread out at the moment. But very consistent driving from these guys. So it's really good. It's really good. So I think we're just getting ready to restart the race again. It's for the final time, so from now and until the end, it's fair racing, and it has to be hard racing, I would imagine, because we have some drivers out here who are looking to take that Indy victory home today. Dion and Cameron have done it before. Can they do it again? Sandro, Jensen, Nick, Max, maybe Logan and Rob have never done it before, and it could be their first time. So very interesting. But we get ready to restart. Dion takes control and he guns it. Cameron gets a good restart, I think. Gets a really good restart. One who doesn't get a good restart, I think, is Jensen, who's going to get swamped by Nick van Gelder into turn 1. Nick on the high side of the track, and he overtakes Jensen. So not a good restart for Jensen. Dion, I think he got a little bit of a wayward exit there. Could Cameron take the lead? He's on the outside, he's on the high side. He's not fully alongside. Oh, they get very close, very, very close. Nick clats the wall. Jensen's up to P4 again. Dion retakes the lead. Sandro's going to get a run here. Oh, but I think Cameron has a better run. So it's the battle of the previous victor of this race. And Sandro is currently just sitting and waiting and looking to where could he pounce, because he really wants this victory. It seems like a clean restart, no trouble at all. It seems Cameron goes for the outside again. It doesn't work. He runs very wide and very high, almost cuts back into Sandro. Sandro's up into P2. So right now it's a battle of teammates. These two know each other very well. Sandro Dulles and Dion Stahl. They've been teammates at Ferrari ever since SRL Racing League was started, and now they're teammates here today. Can they put their, what should we say, earlier crash behind them? Hopefully we won't see anything repeat itself of that sort. Meanwhile, Jensen is having a mouthful of drivers sitting behind him. Nick van Gelder and Max Mulder sitting behind Sandro. He's able to keep up with Dion really well here. It's really good driving from the Greek driver. And does he get the run there? I think he got a pretty good run. It's not going to be enough, I think. He's going to have to wait. It's not enough. And one thing these two want to avoid at all costs is just touching, because tensions are going to be super high going into next season. Obviously, they have both confirmed they're staying with Scuderia Ferrari, and yeah, tensions would be high in that team if they ended up taking each other out here today. It's not a good way to sign the season off, if you want to say. So So they want to keep it clean. Meanwhile, at the back, Nick van Gelder is right on the back of Cameron Weston Edwards. I think Sandro, did he get a run there? No, it's not enough. It's not quite enough. Nick is up into P3. Jensen follows him through. Cameron got a pretty appalling exit out of turn 1, or an entry, should we say. Meanwhile, Sandro, is this going to be enough? Is this going to be enough to take lead? No, it's not. Meanwhile, it's just a straight battle. It's a straight shootout for the victory now. No more cautions, no more helping hands. If you lose it now, you're out of contention. You're not going to get another helping hand. If you lose it, you lose it. It's all to play for right now. Sandro is just staying on the back of his teammate right now, but it doesn't seem like he's able to pull close to an overtake. Meanwhile, at the back, I think we can take a bit of a break from the battle at the front. Look at this. Nick van Gelder, Jensen, Randall, Cameron Weston Edwards, and Max Mulder. I mean, it's just brilliant racing all around, isn't it? Oh, a bit of a touch from on the wall there from, I think that was Jensen. Is he going to be able to make a move on Nick van Gelder? No, it's not enough. Meanwhile, I think we have a battle out in front right now. Sandro is going to be able to stick with Dion, maybe, perhaps. He's less than a 10th. This could be it. Oh, it's not enough. He's just shy of being able to make a move. Meanwhile, here at the back, they just want to make sure they don't crash, because this, if Sandro and Dion does touch, this could become the battle for the lead. You don't want to fall out of that. Meanwhile, it's a stalemate. They can't do anything about it. Sandro can't find a way past his teammate. Meanwhile, at the back, someone who can find a way past another driver is Jensen Randall. He's moved up to P3. Beautiful move on Nick van Gelder. Oh, did he spin there? I think Jensen is out of contention. And he is. He did touch with Nick van Gelder. It's over for Jensen. There's no way back into this now. Oh, that's a shame. First time, I believe, doing the Indy 500. And it ends like this. This is not the way he wanted it to end. Very unfortunate for Jensen. It's one car less in the fight for P3. Meanwhile, Nick van Gelder, Max Mulder and Cameron Weston Edwards, they're still going at it. So is Sandro and Dion. Did Sandro get a good run there? I think he got a really strong run. Is this going to be enough? No, it's just not enough. He needs to be less than a 10th behind coming out of the turn. And he's just not able to do it with the error wash that's coming off Dion's car. This is great racing. It's really good racing, but it doesn't really amount to anything. Dion is still sitting in the prime position. We only have just around 12 laps to go, and it looks like Sandro is getting a little bit desperate right now. Oh, but did he get a good run there? I don't think that's enough. It isn't. It's still not enough. Meanwhile, P3 has a battle going forward. Nick van Gelder, Cameron Weston Edwards going at it. Oh, they touch wheels on side pods. It does mean that Max Mulder goes through. Did Nick spin? I think Nick has lost it. Nick has lost it. He's out of contention. Oh, wow. So, the leaders are not making mistakes right now. But is everyone behind? And if they keep doing this, it's just going to get easier and easier and less pressurized for Sandro and Dion. Oh, this is great racing. We're coming around to start the 10th to last lap. And lap times at the moment, they're very similar. You can see Dion just able to pull 1/10 on Sandro throughout the lap. And that's all he needs over the course of a single lap. But is this now it? No, It isn't. It really isn't. Oh, wow. It's getting closer and closer. Jensen has dropped all the way to the back. So has Neek. Does promote Rob Small up into P6. Meanwhile, Cameron and Max trying to see if they can work together. Cameron obviously not being able to participate full-time for next season. He's going off to university, and this could be one of his last races for, well, a couple of years maybe. So he wants to make a good final impression. Meanwhile, out in front, two drivers who are not going to university as it seems, but are staying to provide great battling throughout the upcoming season. Sandro Dooley's and Dion Stahl. Dion at the moment has the upper hand on his Greek teammate. It's usually the other way around in Formula 1, where Sandro just seems to have the upper hand on the Dutchman. But here at Indy, no one tells Dion what to do. He gets a good run, is still not enough. Going into turn 1, Sandro's going to have to wait. He's going to have to focus all of his attention on the exit of this corner. Oh, it seems like he got a really good run there. Did he get the run there? It's still not enough. I thought he got a really good run there, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, at the back, 2.7 seconds behind the leader, Cameron Weston Edwards is lurking, hoping for something out in the front happening, and there could be something happening very shortly. We're on to the 94th lap at the moment, so it's getting closer and closer to the finish. Sandro, if he wants to make a move and make a pass for the lead, he's going to have to do it soon because he's running out of time, he's running out of options. He's running out of patience, it seems. He's trying everything, taking every single different little line, trying to extract absolute maximum pace on the exit of turn 2 and turn 4. Now he got a really good run here. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's more than a tenth the gap. It's still not enough. He's good on exiting turns 1 and 3, but that's not where it matters. It matters in turns 2 and 4. And as you can see, he just falls a little far behind, a little too far behind in order to make it work. But they've been able to stay with each other. Tyre wear will also be setting in at the moment. So it will be interesting, and it's also something that is very interesting that we can just take a look at. As you can see, Sandro is actually running more fuel than Dion. So that could definitely have a very decisive factor when we come to the closing stages of the race. Does Dion have enough fuel to get him to the end? And is Sandro possibly carrying too much fuel to mount an overtake on Dion Stahl? We're closing off, we're coming around to start lap number 97. Only 3 laps to go. And Sandro is well and truly running out of time. He doesn't want to make a rash move because obviously he could lose it himself. And well, Cameron is not sitting too far behind. He could catch up. I wonder if traffic is going to be something that they're going to have to contend with at some point. Coming through turns 3, Nick van Gelder, the lowest placed driver. It's not going to be a problem, it seems. But Dion coming around, his lap 97 is over. He held Sandro off for another lap. They're coming around. Lap 98 starts now. 2 laps to go. Sandro, it seems like could he have a good run here? it's still far. Still think it's too far for the Greek driver to have anything to do about it. How's fuel looking? Oh, Sandro got alongside. Excuse me. Sandro did get alongside there. Oh, that was close. Dion is down to 10 litres of fuel. Oh, is he going to have enough? That is the question. I don't know how much each lap requires in terms of fuel to make it around, but he's going to be running on fumes on the last lap if he's not careful. This is lap 99. 1 lap to go once we come around. Sandro, he's running out of time. He's running out of every single little, what should we say, opportunity. Dion, he's going to have enough fuel to finish the last lap. He was on 10 litres once we started. He's on 8 litres now. He's going to be more than safe. Sandro, is he going to have anything? Takes a wider entry to the corner. Is this going to be it? Is it going to be heartbreak? It's the last lap. This is going to be intense. Sandro's going to have to focus everything coming out of the turn. There's going to be lap traffic in the form of Logan Orrond, I think. He stays out of the way. He doesn't want to interfere with this battle. Dion style. Oh, Sandro is going to close up right up to him. Dion style. Is he going to... He comes out of turn 4. Sandro is right behind, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think... Yes! Dion style takes the Indy 500 victory for the 2nd time in his career. He did it the first time we ran it. He's done it again. He is the first driver to win the Indy 500 twice. Sandro Dulis. Oh, that was close, but it was not enough. And right alongside his teammate, these two. Wow, what a race. In the end, Max Mulder did manage to take P3 from Cameron Weston Edwards. What a race. What a race. Amazing race. So it's Dion Stahl who takes victory. It's only by 1.7 tenths of a second to his, well, Ferrari teammate Sandro Dulis. Max Mulder, brilliant drive, 3.7 seconds behind the leader. That is a notable effort. Cameron Weston Edwards, possibly his last race in quite some time. We bid farewell to him. A good effort from him. And obviously Rob Small, also a really good effort. Jensen, Randall and Nick van Gelder does round out the drivers who did finish on the same lap as the leaders. And then Logan Orrond making his first appearance at the Indy 500. The only American to actually finish the race, I believe. And he finished 2 laps down. But still a notable effort. That's really good. I'm going to see if I can maybe get Dion Stahl and Sandro Dulis and possibly also Cameron Weston Edwards in. But we'll see. So I have invited both our winning driver today and also the man who almost took victory today. And we have Sandro here. What a race, Sandro. What a race. Talk us through it, please. Because that like last period of the race, that was a scrap between you and Dion, it has to be said.
Yeah, man. First of all, just a massive, massive shout out to Dion. I'm so proud of him. His second SRL Indy 500 win. Literally, the only thing that mattered there in the end was to secure a team win for Team Penske. That was the plan between me and Dion as well. We saw that there was a chance when we were in second or third, and so we just worked together. I stayed behind him, and we pushed together. and managed to get away from the pack and work together until the end. And yeah, man, I'm just super proud of Dion that he made this possible, that we could take the team win. Like I said, first priority was the team win for Team Penske. That's what I really wanted. And then in the end, the last 2 or 3 laps, I thought about overtaking, and that was my plan on the final lap. I laid it all out for the final lap, and then unfortunately, which I'm kind of pissed off, Logan appeared and gave Dion a good draft, and I had no shot of overtaking. But hey, Dion deserves every single bit of this. I'm really proud of him, and I'm really happy that Team Penske took the win home there.
Yeah, a really good race from Team Penske in general. I do have to ask though before we get to Dion, because there was an incident on one of I don't remember, it was early on in the race where it seemed like you, Sandro, you closed a little bit aggressively on Nick van Gelder coming out of one of the turns, and that in turn did mean that Dion actually ended up running into the back or something like that into Nick and spun out.
Oh no.
That wasn't how it happened. That's just how it seemed, but okay.
I don't even remember when it was, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it was basically we were running a dirty air.
Okay.
Basically couldn't turn in anymore and ran wide. I was not on the ideal racing line. I basically turned a bit too early in for the turn 4 and then hit the curb and spun around.
Okay.
It was definitely not at least my part was my own fault. I don't know if it Nick was, but.
Well, from the camera angle, it looked like, and that's obviously what I have to base it on when I do commentary, is that Sandro did seem to close a little bit aggressively on Nick, but obviously I wouldn't imagine he's done that, but whatever. But Dion...
I remember the incident, if I say something to that.
Yeah,
I think I was battling Cameron, and I was entering the corner with a bit shitty angle, and I slid up. And then he came with a massive overspeed. You can see that on my armor as well. He just came with massive overspeed, and I was like in the way of his line. It was just an unlucky incident. Then just behind, separate incident, Dion touched the curb and spun. So.
Okay. So no shenanigans for the Penske team there. But Dion, again, like you did it the first time we hosted this Indy 500. You've done it again.
Yeah.
I mean,
it feels definitely amazing to win.
Is this just your thing? Because I mean, you've been up there pretty much every single year. You're always up there. You're always a contender. When we talk Indy 500, you're always up there. Is this just something that you really do like? Is this some cars that just suit your driving style?
Well, definitely, I like oval racing. I think it also. Suits my driving style, otherwise I probably wouldn't be in the front of the field. And when you are racing better basically in Indy cars than in all other cars, then it's definitely more fun because to be honest, winning is always more fun than battling for P10 most of the time. So,
obviously.
But it feels amazing to drive these cars. I don't know why I'm pretty good on an IndyCar on the Indianapolis Oval, but I definitely don't care why I'm so good. I'm just happy that I'm so good.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like obviously the second period of the race, or what should we say, where Cameron and Sandro kind of strolled away. You had an incident, I think, as we talked about, where it was a little bit unfortunate, but I mean. It happens. You can always claw back time when the cautions comes out. But it seemed like when you weren't involved in incidents, you were the one who was setting the pace, pretty much.
On the fastest lap, it seems I wasn't really the fastest. I think I only had like the 6th best fastest lap, but I think I handled the dirty air the best. But that's also because of basically all those caution periods.
Yeah.
At the start I was at the front, so I didn't have any dirty air. I didn't really feel anything apart from some lap cars. Then in the middle of the race, I was somewhere in the field, and I basically learned driving dirty air, and I saw some of the others' lines, and then in the end I was in first and basically had to defend for my life from Cameron, and then in the last part of the race from Sando.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, but what an amazing victory for you, and it must, for both of you at least, you can both answer on this one, but a performance like this to close off the season, it must give you really, really high hopes going into next year's championship, both in GT3, but also in Formula One, as you both are going to be teammates again at Scuderia Ferrari. So, I mean, it must give you some confidence that you guys can actually do something when it comes to like challenging for potential victories and potential championships.
Yeah, I'll go first, Jon.
Yeah, all right.
I think ultimately it's a completely different discipline, of course. The F1 SRL F1 Championship on F1 2021 now. Indy 500 is something completely different. It's some completely different kind of racing, a different kind of style. But I still have to say, this of course gives us a lot of momentum going into the season, a lot of confidence and momentum to get something happen, especially with a team performance like today. Me and Dion are also teammates in F1 at Ferrari. This just proves that we as a team can work together to make big and great things happen. And I think we proved that today, and I hope we can prove that as well in the F1 Championship. If that's for podiums, wins, who knows? We'll see. But it's great to catch some momentum going into the next season.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you,
I
Dion?
fully agree with Andrew.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's a different discipline. Here I'm performing better. I think it's also that I like less downforce cars. So yeah, in the Formula One scene, I would say in the midfield. If I get the podium, I'm already happy basically in the whole season. I agree with the momentum. I have high hopes, but yeah, you never know. Those high hopes can also be easily destroyed in the first race when you crash out on your own fault. So you never know. But the momentum is there, and so hopefully we take it with us in the first part of the season. Hopefully carry it on.
Yeah. And, we're seeing some new drivers come in this for next season, but we're also saying goodbye to some drivers, at least for full-time drivers. And one of them being Cameron Weston Edwards. What do you guys think of him? Obviously, he's been in SRL now for quite some time. He's proved himself, especially in Formula One, to be a very hard nut to crack whether it's defending from him or trying to attack him. What do you guys think about, or how is it going to be on the Formula One grid and potentially also on the GT3 grid without Cameron around?
Should I start again?
Yeah, you can just go again.
We're losing Cam, unfortunately, as a full-time driver. He'll be there for a handful of races as a reserve driver. Obviously, he's concentrating on university, so that obviously takes priority. I mean, we're losing a lot of class on the field without Cameron. Cameron is he's been a staple ever since season 3 when he joined. There's no one on the grid that battles just like Cameron. Cameron is always on the edge. He's very hard. He's aggressive. He's literally impossible to overtake. But he's on the edge, but he's not unfair. That's the thing. He's never unfair. Cameron is a great sportsman. I really respect him in all kinds of ways. And it's a shame he never really got that maiden F1 win in SRL. Maybe at some point it's gonna come. I really hope it is, because he deserves this. And I had a lot of great battles over the years with Cameron, and yeah, it's really sad to see him go. I hope we'll have some good battles in the handful of races he'll start next season.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that he leaves. It's one of the guys on the grid who probably is one of the most loved in the league. He is a great defender. He's a great overtaker. He can basically do everything with a car. Doesn't matter which car, a Formula One car. He can fight for the podium for wins. He can do it on the Indy, Annapolis Oval. He can do it in GT cars. He's basically a great driver, a great character. The defending I did today, I basically also learned from him, I have to say, because normally I'm not the best in defending, but when you look at sometimes your races back or somebody else races back and how he defends, you can learn from it, and I definitely learned something from Cameron. And yeah, I have to say, I also will miss a friend basically next season in league racing. I definitely know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's been a long time since I obviously raced him wheel to wheel in Formula One, but he, as you say, both of you, that he is a hard fighter, and the SRL grid is losing quality when we lose Cameron. Obviously, he's gonna make a couple of one-off appearances, but it's not gonna be the same without him, obviously. Also, speaking a little bit, teasing a little bit about next season, and I guess this is especially for you, Sandro, since Dion doesn't really know a lot about these guys, but two new rookies in SRL, like completely new to SRL. Obviously, we have the likes of Alexei Korvoniemi, who's making a full-time appearance in Formula One for Mercedes. Logan, Orrond, we already know them, but they obviously will have their debut full-time season. But then we also have guys like Lucas Faust and Erik Holm, who will be joining the Formula One grid. What can you tell us about these two, apart from one being German and the other being Swedish?
Both were handpicked by me. They obviously applied for a seat in SRL. And I checked everything. I saw their driving. I saw their previous experiences in leagues. And I have to say, they really impressed me. Eric is a really fair driver, consistent driver. He'll be, solid upper mid-pack driver, I'd say. And Lucas is definitely one you have to keep an eye on. He's extremely fast. He is definitely one that could challenge for wins and maybe could challenge Jensen for the championship, just like Logan. For example, and Tim Ventic, obviously season 5 champion, return next year. We'll have a good championship fight, hopefully. So yeah, really psyched for next season.
So that's going to be very interesting with a pretty packed grid, should we say, and a lot of quality drivers. Obviously, preseason testing we will be starting. Is it September, I believe?
Yeah, exactly, in September.
And preseason testing will be coming, I believe, live. Otherwise, you will be able to see the results on our Instagram and also on our website. But otherwise, the season will obviously also kick off in September with the first round at Bahrain. Being very interesting, and we hope you'll be there. GT3 is also coming back for next season. No preseason testing, but we are going to kick the season off with one of the real old-time classics, the 2.4 hours of Daytona. It was a blast last year. I wasn't able to be there, unfortunately, but judging from what happened last year, that race is going to be absolutely cracking. And the amount of races in GT3 is increasing from 6 to 7, so well, there's just more reasons to turn in on SRL weekly to check for updates. Check out our Instagram. It's SRL_F1. Or you can head over to our website, which is srlracingleague.weebly.com, and check out all of the things over there. There will be coming a lot of news to the website, a lot of updates to the website. You can both see driver rosters for all championships, basically, and see the calendar for the upcoming season as well. Will be updated throughout the season. But guys, what a way to finish off. I mean, it's been a good season, I would go as far to say. And I mean, it's just another classic race that we just finished the season off with. There's not much more you could ask for, really.
I definitely agree. It's a great race to end it, and I think everybody who participated had some fun. Apart from the glitches, of course, but
yeah, I definitely have to go with Dion there. It's always nice to end off the season at Indy, a different discipline, something completely different from the usual F1 and GT3 racing. And yeah, it's always great competition out there. And just like we saw today, we had a really close grid. We had a lot of drivers that could have taken the win, but ultimately it was Dion taking his second win at Indy. And yeah, it's always nice to finish off the season like this.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess with that, we're gonna sign off here from the commentary box as well and shut the live stream down. Remember, guys, if you enjoyed it, you can like the video, like the live stream. Head over to our website, as I said, srlracingleague.weebly.com. Check out the news on our Instagram, SRL_F1. Make sure you are followed and receive all of the updates. And then we will see you for, if not preseason testing in September, then at least the first race in Bahrain in September as well. So this has been fun, and we'll see you next season. Okay, we seems to have some technical difficulties for some reason. Just a second, we'll end the live stream, but yeah. See you guys.